I used to tell my daughter that about you, someone should not come and tell me. About you, you should tell yourself. You want to tell anything, parents? Parents, keep the channels open, don't close. Closing is the worst thing in life. If the child is scared of you, that's the worst thing in life. Then they will tell somebody. Or if they, who can tell them the best advice other than mother? So please keep the channels open. You may not like it at times. Many times actually, you don't like it. Okay? But allow them to talk to you. And explain to them in case you are not happy, why. Children are very logical. They understand why you cannot accept. And when you accept with your conditions. Please keep the channel open. You should not make them get scared. I'm scared to tell my mother means there's something is gone wrong. Don't do that. Parents, keep the channels open. Children, even though mother scolds you, but still you have to talk to her because that is the only, everything in this life has a price. Anything including this bottle, everything has a price except mother's love. It is the one thing which is priceless, which is unconditional. Which is unconditional. She may get upset now. After 5 minutes, she'll be all right. Mothers, don't get upset. Even though you are upset, don't show at that moment. You cool down and accept it. Don't show you are very upset and crying, beating. Don't do that. First you listen. If you are upset, okay, better I'll talk to you after half an hour. By half an hour, you also cool down. Because it's very natural when you are young, you get upset. At my age, I don't get upset because my age is also an advantage. So, please don't show you are upset. Talk to them. If you are upset, talk after half an hour. After half an hour, you will be normal. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So, I just wanted to ask you, what drew you to philanthropy?
In India?
In India.
In Maharashtra? In
No.
Karnataka? Where do you want?
In India, like
Okay.
I've read all about your books, and it really inspires me how all over India you've done so much for the underprivileged and all these people. So I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I work all over India, including Jammu Kashmir. Please sit down, beta. Northeast, everywhere. We have, for the last 20 years we are working, and we are working school children, building schools, building toilets actually. My first project was building toilets. We built 14,000 toilets. 14,000 toilets, 4,000 flood houses, handled 7 national calamities like earthquake, tsunami, floods, drought, in every field. Right now we are working in drought. In south of Maharashtra we started working. So we work in different areas for the last 20 years. And that I like that job, and that's the reason I say every day is a holiday for me, because I like my job so much.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, so in one of your quotes, you had said that you don't have a syllabus in life, you don't have a question paper, right? Miss, you had said in one of your quotes.
No, I didn't get, come again.
One doesn't have a syllabus in life nor a question paper. Miss, but how don't you have a model answer paper, miss? Because the experiences that you learn from others, doesn't that become a model answer?
In life, there is no perfect answer. See, in college and school, you have syllabus. Okay, between this and this chapter, if you read, you know how to answer. And you know examination dates also. After you pass out after your degree and go to a job, every day there is a crisis. Some days you may not have crisis. Some days you get all the crisis in one day. The ability to handle crisis, if you learn, then you will not have problem. Don't expect life will be very smooth. It's only in a movie. You meet a hero and get married. He will be in a big job. Everything is fine. One day the villain comes. In real life, not that. You may be very good worker. Your colleagues may not be good with you. You may be an excellent daughter-in-law. Mother-in-law may be a little nasty. Okay, these are all part of life. But nobody remains. Please remember, every difficulty is a helium balloon. It is not I have told. This one Dimple Kapadia told. I liked it. Every difficulty in life is a helium balloon. And sometimes it stays with you and then it goes up. She is not a graduate, but the kind of statement she made, I liked it a lot. So please remember, in real life, Undefined problems will come. If you are intelligent, you don't have to have your own experience. Okay, I will fail and I will learn. No. I will see somebody has some difficulty, how they passed out, or how they failed. Learn from them, and if you incorporate, you are a very smart person. If that failure affects you and you learn from your own hard work, you are an average person. Even though you fail and if you don't learn, then you are really a dull person. These are the three classes in real life. Learn from others' mistake, learn from your own mistake, don't learn from your own mistake. So try to become number one, learn from others' mistake. And if not possible, learn from your own. Don't ever think of the third degree. Okay, fine.
Miss, as a writer, what writing advice would you like to give?
As a writer, what advice?
Writing advice.
Writing
Tips to give.
tips.
Even
I think other day I told, one is, to be a writer, you should read a lot. Actually, you should read a lot. You should every day make it a habit to read, actually. About at least 50 pages a day. New book, not the same book. Okay? Every day, actually, I did like that when I was a young girl of your age. Every day I used to write 25 lines of my own. Anything, my own. Like I went to the market, I saw these things, I came back, I helped my mother in the kitchen, like a diary. In our time, we had a diary. Today, that concept of diary is not there. So every day I have to write diary, and you can't write a story every day. So 25 lines every day I used to write. For several years, it improved A, my handwriting, B, my communication skills. So every day if you read, that helps you a lot to understand somebody's difficulties. Second thing is, you should be a very sensitive person. If some beggar is on the road, and if you are not sensitive, then you don't even bother. The most sensitive human being ever produced was Buddha, who was a prince, saw someone was suffering and became a monk. Other was Jesus Christ. He saw people are suffering from leprosy, and he gave up his life to give them medicine or to help them. People who are sensitive care for others. But nobody can become a Buddha or a Jesus Christ. That is the highest point. We are all normal people. Care for others, be sensitive, absorb the relevance, and do read every day. That makes you probably a writer. But initially what you write, you should not publish. Just write it and keep for some time. The reason is, when you are 16 or 18, your ideas are not matured. They are not practical. When you grow older and see so more difficulties, actually people who see a lot more difficulties can write better, because they know what is in somebody else's mind. If you are always, you have always money, you are always successful, then you may not be able to understand people who are not successful, what is their mindset. So you have to undergo all these difficulties to write better. And that is the reason I spend about 5 days in a year, just to understand what people feel. 5 days in a year, what I do, in a temple, I wash vessels. I don't do any other work except washing temple vessels, cooking vessels, etc., and cleaning the floor 5 days in a year, because it makes me to understand how a poor man lives on such job and what are their aspirations in life. Once in a year, I travel by local bus for 2 or 3 days. Okay? Otherwise, I will never come to know. I'll be insulated from people, because the kind of facility I have, I'll be insulated from the real world. It should not happen. And once in a year, or maybe twice in a year, I go by second class without reservation. Because I should know what life it is for common man. If you don't understand what is the life of a common man, you will never be able to understand their difficulties. It seems Henry Ford's granddaughter, you know that story, I suppose. Henry Ford's granddaughter was in a school, and the teacher told, write something about poverty. She did not know what to write, because she was Henry Ford's granddaughter. She came back and wrote, there was a couple, they were extremely poor, they had only 5-bedroom house. They had a car which was only 1-year-old model. They had only one cook and one driver. With that poor condition, they continued for some time. There is nothing wrong in her, because she has not seen what life is. So I would tell you, you must experience difficulties. You should mix with people, understand what they feel. And this is what life will lead, is not a real life. Understanding someone's life is also equally important. That makes you a better writer.